Hello, and you're back with Dom, or the Neo Saber. Now this is literally the first FPS video I've ever posted on my channel, despite me being a die-hard FPS fanboy. Ever since Call of Duty 4 and Bad Company 2 were the in things that the rampant delinquent mini-me loved to sit and play whilst my mum begged me to make her a cup of tea. But enough about my overly British childhood, that's a whole different video to be honest. In this video I'm going to be talking about both the positives and negatives of Battlefield 4 and 3 and why in my opinion at this very moment in time I prefer Battlefield 3. Now to begin with Battlefield 4, just a little note before we start. I started playing Battlefield 4 fairly late to allow time for me to see other people's opinions form. And now I feel I can share my own after several hours into the game and pulled out several tufts of not just my own hair. Now to begin with the positives, because we all like to start off in a positive manner. To say, compared to Battlefield 3, there's no blue tint, and that's amazing. The blue tint was so annoying in Battlefield 3. It just, from Bad Company 2, where the maps looked realistic, not everything was blue. And then there's of course there's the Levolution in Battlefield 4. It brings an incredible dynamic that's never been seen as far as I know in an FPS that's been released. I'm not too sure. The sound engine in Battlefield 4 is a lot better than Frostbite 2's sound engine. It makes the whole experience more in depth and it keeps you more involved in the whole experience. There's also a deeper character customization, as we can expect from a game released much later on compared to Battlefield 3 and all the other FPSs. People started warming to Battlefield 4 because of the introduction of like classic Battlefield 3 maps that were loved by everyone, such as Caspian Border, Operation Metro, Gulf of Oman, Operation Firestorm, but with Levolution. Like, I think they could have done a bit better with the Operation Metro Levolution, but they didn't really have much to work with, so the whole like ceiling caving in to kill people, I think that's a really good touch, but they could have done a bit more. I'm not 100%. And now onto the negatives of Battlefield 4, which you can expect there's going to be a fair few. From the release date of Battlefield 4, and don't forget I was really anticipating this game. I loved Battlefield 3, I'm a Bad Company 2 absolute fanboy, but there was continual bugs like upon release date, such as things like the one-hit kill bug, which still exists now, with multiple graphical and sound glitches. And please, for the love of God, don't get me onto the netcode, but it's EA and we can't expect much connection-wise with previous titles. I mean, the only person I could possibly imagine assigned to head of networking department is this guy. This guy. However, I still think these problems can be worked out, and this is the main reason why I don't class Battlefield 4 as being down and out right now, but there's still time. There's still plenty of time for that. Now we'll move on to Battlefield 3, and I'm going to start off with positives again just to keep it fair and square. And the first one is probably going to be an unexpected one, and that's the sudden rise in Battlefield players due to Battlefield 3's fairly similar gunplay as the Call of Duty series. Most of you are going to see this as a downside because of the toxicity of the COD community and the overbearing amount of jumped up prepubescent 12-year-olds that play the game. However, it brought in huge numbers for the Battlefield franchise and advanced the whole series in general, and just brought loads more money into the company. And well, that's where Battlefield 4 came from. Can you imagine if Battlefield 3 didn't sell anything? Jesus Christ. To continue on the topic of gunplay, I think Battlefield 3 hit the nail on the head, and some people may say Battlefield 4 is more realistic, and in all honesty, it is, but do we want realism? I mean, what's more realistic than a one-hit kill bug? Another positive is the maps. Personally, my favourite being Tehran Highway, just because I like to think of myself as a sneaky fucking ninja and absolutely adore nighttime maps. Other maps like CN Crossing and Grand Bazaar are just a couple of maps adored by the Battlefield community for their well thought out designs with practically every game mode in mind. I can't fault any map on Battlefield 3, not including the DLC maps of course. And now I'm going to start on the negatives, and obviously I'm going to start with the ridiculous one-eyed 3D glasses effect that they added, of which we all know is the blue tint, constantly making me think I'm having some sort of mental fucking failure. Also, anything that even resembled a light source, for example the goddamn sun, literally would leave your retinas screaming and begging for aloe vera. Like an LED on a computer or something within a map would literally rename itself to light emitting death. And I think this is my final negative for Battlefield 3, and it's just more of a personal pet hate more than anything, and it's the fact that someone can live on 0% health. Oh, I'm sorry, a bullet's not enough. didn't realise I decided to play the Walking Dead game. So overall, in my opinion, I believe that Battlefield 3 is a much better game now, at the moment. Even to say that Battlefield 4 is next gen and there's such brilliant things like Levolution, they just kind of need to fine tune and polish Battlefield 4. As beautiful of a game as it is, I don't think it's quite ready for it to be up there in like my top 5 games of all time. Battlefield 3 is my #1 golden child, and pretty much forever will be, apart from Bad Company 2. I'd like to hear your opinions and to see which you prefer, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, and give me your positives and negatives. And don't forget to leave them in the comment. There's going to be links in the description below for my Facebook and Twitter. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you soon.